The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everybody out there in the world of the internet and on the podcast if you listen to it later? Welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, it's me, Ruben Brown, leading the craziness that we just not talk about on a daily basis. And of course, can't do that by myself. Have my boy down low, AG on the ones and twos,
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
and the man who speaks and everybody listens. That would be Mo B. What's going on?
What's up, man?
I mean,
The franchise.
he's like E.F. Hutton, baby. When he's
That's right.
everybody listens, and then starts laughing, and then realize that the dude's talking truth. So, how's everybody doing today, man? It's 80 degrees outside. I mean,
It's the stupidest thing ever.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh,
What in
man.
the world? I'm sitting up in here because I cut off all the HVAC so I don't catch it on the recording right. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be comfortable right now, or at least cold, right? No, I'm not cold. I'm hot. I'm sweating. Really?
I saw you fanning yourself.
Oh my God. That was some old bullshit right there.
Wow. I'm sorry that we're gonna have you in the heater for a little bit, but the sacrifice is definitely warranted,
Is it?
and I appreciate that.
Is it?
I appreciate you. I appreciate I appreciate the sacrifice that you do for this show. So all I say is don't catch on fire, because that's just a bad move altogether.
Hey, but it'd be good. It'd be good video though.
I mean, it'd be something.
That'd be world star as hell.
I mean, it'd be something. I mean, I don't really know how I don't know what I don't know if I call that world star or chiller. But
Nah, I
hey,
think
watch
world
this
star.
dude just catch on fire. I mean, that'd
Hey.
be one hell of a clip.
Spontaneous combustion, my friend.
I mean, TikTok all day, baby.
That's right.
TikTok legend. Mo B, man, how you doing with the heat, bruh?
I mean, look, it's Virginia. I'm used to dumb weather, man. Like, it's just dumb.
I mean, when I saw it yesterday on my phone, it's like it's gonna be 77. I was like, it's gonna be what?
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be like mid 80s down here, man.
Yeah. Crazy.
And people say global warming isn't a thing. And times like this makes you realize that we got to fix this planet. But the planet is a much bigger deal. Right now, we have some other things to take care of. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode. And this episode's gonna be a little different than most, because normally we talk about a whole bunch of things. We talk about, different countries and all that stuff. But this episode, we're going to strictly talk about one thing. One thing that's kind of important to mostly everybody, either in a positive way or negative way, or a happy and a sad way. But everybody's got something to say, And we just going to do it because why not? It's just us chilling. Don't forget, like us on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you do. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about relationships, because regardless of the fact of what it is, you've probably at least been in one. You're probably in one now. Some of you probably wish you weren't in it, and some of you wish it was better. So this episode, we're going to delve in a couple things, the basic stuff about relationships, such as, how do you meet people and where you meet them? And then we're going to talk about the 3 types of guys. Because when it's all said and done, we can only talk about relationships from our point of view, because that's the only point of view we got. So, and as Mo B's letting his people know, hey, you need to catch on the new episode right now because we about to blow some stuff up. Definitely tell everybody because this is about to get real interesting real quick. So, relationships. Ah, everybody's hearts aflutter. They make a whole bunch of movies like The Notebook and Love Actually.
Why was that the first movie you said? The
Because it's the
Notebook.
dopest movie. Look at, I love when I disappoint him. He looks, he just put his head down. He's like, Lord Jesus. You want to curse right now, don't you?
Because
Nah,
man,
man, it's just
Nah.
some people's opinion.
well here
Wow. Some people. Now I'm some people.
so here it is, man. The reason why I said The Notebook first because I feel like regardless of what color you are, you know that stupid ass movie. You know what it is. You may not have seen it, or you may have seen it once, but in your life, you have come across this movie, The Notebook. Now, once again,
That's
all right.
Thank you, W Brown 81. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Don't come for
Appreciate it.
Ali or Noah.
That's right.
Now, how about I
That
come
Ain't
for
no reason to. They did.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. That's, man, drink your drink, man. That was uncalled for.
So when it's all said and done, we're all in it. And so let me change that. Some of us are in relationships. Some of us are not. Some of us wish we were in relationships. Some of us don't. I'm halfway on that. Like, I wish I was in a relationship. I'm not going to trip. But, the other two, one probably wishes they're in a relationship, and one's probably happy in a relationship, and the other is just not going to talk about it. But when it's all said and done, this is the one part of our life that most of us can relate to is relationships. So the first thing about relationships, we're going to start from the whole Adam and Eve and all that stuff. And I will put this out there because it must be a reminder. Eve was created from a rib of Adam. I'm going to leave you right there. You do what you want to do with it. I'm just going to put that out there.
And
we've
been in debt ever since.
At 30% interest.
Dang, just 30%. What bank you at, man? I thought it was higher than that. How
Well,
you
it
doing?
kind of is. Well, that's compounded as daily, so just saying. That's not.
How
an
you doing,
APR.
Lacey? Lacey joined us today.
Hey,
So-
how you doing? I hadn't seen her in a while. Or is
Yeah.
it just me? Have I missed her?
I mean, no,
Okay.
it's okay though. But yeah, so we start in relationships when we're younger. Of course, you're in like the 5th or 6th grade. 5 or 6 year olds. You find some girl. Boys and girls don't really like each other, but there's always one who does. And next thing you know, you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're like 6, and you have no idea what you're doing except that you're holding some girl's hand, and you're just like, I feel like I'm already lost. That's because you are lost, and you've lost to the struggle at an early age. But as we grow up, some people find them in high school, and they're high school sweethearts. They go through college, and they spend their whole lives together. Others, not so much. So the first place where you would find a relationship, like I said, is school. Whether it's elementary school or high school or college or trade school or whatever type of school, that's usually one of the first places you find a significant other. Now, I'm going to ask this question to the gentleman because I think it's a fair answer. In high school, gentlemen, would you say A, you did not engage in relationships like that? B, you had one or two. C, you had a few. D, we just not gonna talk about it.
Well,
All
actually,
right.
there is no D. We're talking about it. This whole podcast is built around it. You gotta
That's what I'm talking about, AG. Let them know. So, AG, where do you fit in on that?
In high school, I wasn't catching my stride, but I did have some success, and I use that word lightly because they all burned like white hot, just fire just to the ground.
Wow.
But I did have a few.
All right.
One that still affects me to this day.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Is that a positive way?
No.
Oh, well, all
Biggest
right.
heartbreak of my life.
Oh.
Biggest heartbreak of my life.
Wow.
No comparison.
And it's still you holding on to that?
I won't attend anything if she's there.
Oh, damn, that's cold. Mo B, what about you, man?
No, I don't feel no sting like that.
I'm glad
mean,
for it.
Did you just have a couple? You a little player? Or what's up?
I mean, player, I was not. Depends on what you mean by a couple. Like
A couple is usually like 2 to 4.
Like just in high school?
Yeah, we just talking about high school right now.
I mean, I was an habitual relationship guy in high school. Like to be honest, yeah, because I was always in a I was always in a long relationship. Like even in high school, man. Like I just was.
Wow. Well, all right. I mean,
like my junior year, I was with one person. My senior year, for the most part, I was single to the end. And then I ended up being with somebody who was later like the person I ended up being in a relationship with halfway through college. So yeah, I mean, I guess early on in high school, you could say I was
you bounced around a lot.
Options. I was exploring my options.
Okay, that's a nice way to say it. Definitely.
Yeah, I was very immature in my outlook on dating early on in high school.
That's an interesting way to say that, man.
I'm just saying, like, if we're being 100% honest, I mean, like in high school, you didn't really need a legit reason to break up with somebody. It just
you was right about that.
it was just like there was something else that was more interesting. Like, I literally had the whole Bettina got a big old butt conversation with somebody and was like, I know I told you I'd be true. Bettina got a big old butt.
I'm leaving you.
So I'm leaving you.
So would you say you're closer to Fife Dog, or were you closer to the dudes from Shy?
I was a hybrid. I'm gonna say I was a hybrid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. He seems like
I was a hybrid, man.
All right. No, I didn't date in high school at all.
I mean, but you the one out here talking about when you was 5 and 6, you was holding girls' hands.
No, not me.
I won't. That's the outlook you gave.
No, none of that is me.
Oh, so that's some stuff you just witnessed some people like me to get their heart broke. So he was like, no, I don't want to get my heart broke like that.
How about to say, because like I won't start in that early. When I was in halfway, matter of fact, all the way into high school until I hit my growth spurt, man, I won't get no play. I was just a funny fat guy.
Wow, the funny fat guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Or AKA the friend.
Oh,
he's the nice guy.
Oh, were you friend zone?
He's so nice.
Oh yeah.
Especially being with my cousin E, it was like E, who's the one that everybody wanted to be with, and then Tigo's so funny.
So you said E was the pimp and you were the wingman?
I never said that. I don't be snitching.
Okay, that's good.
But he did attract a lot more attention than me.
All right.
But that was a confidence thing too, man. Like some people just are naturally gifted in the confidence department.
I didn't understand that until I got older. He's exactly right about that.
Yeah, some people are just naturally gifted in the confidence department.
Because I remember women telling me that, like friends, the girls that were friends, and they were trying to hook me up because they felt so bad. It was just like, Alice, you just got to be confident. What the hell is that supposed to be?
Yeah, it's called lies.
When I turned 30, yeah.
It's a mixture of confidence and just the right amount of not giving an F.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I learned about the not giving an F a whole lot later in life. But I didn't have any of that. I mean, I would probably say there's one girl I messed with when I was like 15, but she didn't go to the same school I went to, and she won't nowhere close.
Was she real though? Was she real though?
Nah, she was real. She was real.
We all had a girlfriend in Canada.
I did not, sir. I did not.
Okay, Minnesota.
In Canada.
Minnesota. Local Cowboy like Robin.
That's right. That's right. Names. I've talked about her on this show on the early episodes.
I was making sure you had no Manti Te'o situation.
Oh, definitely not, man. Nah.
That's jacked up.
Nah. That's foul. The Manti Te'o situation was real foul because you're too old for that bullshit.
For the internet.
How you too old for that bullshit? Like,
First
you
of
can't be
all,
out here lying.
it's not about too old. Like nobody post 2008 should be getting catfish. Period.
They got a whole TV show.
And I don't feel sympathy for any of them people because the only
None.
reason to get catfish right now is if you want to get catfish.
Yeah.
There are just too many ways to actually see somebody and communicate with them for you to be like, I've been seeing this girl for 6 months. I've been giving her money, but every time I try to FaceTime, she's never available.
At least the women, the women and men on Life After Lockup, at least they get to see those people, and they behind bars, bruh. Like if you can't see nobody, what they rocking a flip phone, they're in the 1% or lies. So yeah, thank you, Moco Cowboy, for reminding me that I've spoken about that one before. This guy, man, this guy's killing me. Of course, other places you meet people, church. I mean, come on, man. How many times has your mom tried to hook you up with some girl in the church?
Not once.
Man,
not ever.
Man, my mom didn't either. But I've seen other people try to hook up. Yeah, she good. She go to church. Whoa, hold on, player. If the first thing you got to tell me she goes to church, I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just like, that's not even a personality. I need to know, like,
actually, it is.
No, man.
Now you were looking at this whole thing wrong. Somebody told me, "Oh yeah, she be in the church." I'd be like, "Where's she at?" back in the day, my first thought would have been like, "Where they at though?"
Church girls are notorious for being notorious. I mean, so there's that.
Plus,
you're right.
I think my grandma didn't want me to talk to anybody in my church after that fiasco that happened when that lady asked me, was I gay in church?
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Well, she was wrong to start with. I still,
okay. Yeah, but there are times you got to walk away.
I don't care, man. Somebody roll up on you in church, and you ought to know better, and you gonna roll up on somebody talking about you gay?
I mean, unless you didn't slap them, man, no, your words mean nothing.
I'd have flicked some holy water on her for that.
No, I didn't. Jeez. I just embarrassed my grandma, which is something that's really hard to do.
Yeah, she probably looked at you as like, wait till we get out of church, boy.
Nah, I could have dealt with that. She looked at me with disappointment. That hurt even more.
Because, man,
honestly, I'm surprised that she didn't rip that lady a new one.
Not in church, man.
Calling my grandson gay. When
my grandma just too nice.
Okay, my mom she was mad at you though. She was mad. No, I'm sorry. She was disappointed at you.
Yeah,
because of my response, man. My response was inappropriate.
Oh, so what she said wasn't?
Yeah, but it's not. My grandma don't worry about what other people do. It's about what you do.
Understood.
Like a life lesson that I still ain't mastered yet.
Understood. We are definitely getting off the rails with that. That really bothered me anyway. But go ahead.
So of course you meet people in church. Is what it is. Sometimes you meet the girl who loves Jesus more than she loves everyone else, and then you meet the freak of the week. It really just depends on who you meet at church.
Sometimes they're the same person,
and that's the crazy part. I have still not met that person.
They're out there. They're plentiful too.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're not plentiful near me. But then again, it's probably a good idea they're not plentiful near me.
You don't really like church, man. How are you going to be near a person like that?
Well, let me hit. I'm glad it's not plentiful near me, because if the church that I go to, like where I was raised in, that's a family church, bro. You don't be knowing. There might be a second cousin down there, man. I ain't trying to do all that. That's not what we do. And I'm gonna leave it there. Of course, you meet people at work. Who hasn't had a relationship from someone you met at work? I mean, really,
I gotta tell you, I will never date anybody that I work with, unless I'm gonna marry them.
Well, I mean, some people get lucky.
I mean, I guess I did.
That's all I'm gonna say. He did it. He ain't lying.
No, he's not.
He's lying.
He's not. But I mean, that's especially like if one of you is the other supervisor.
That's a bad idea.
Well, it all depends.
It's a bad idea if the man is the supervisor and the woman is the subordinate. That's a bad idea.
Exactly. But if you're dating somebody who's higher than you, that's not a bad idea at all.
I'm gonna disagree, but I mean, I guess I'll be the minority.
It's not good.
Right about that too. What I'm saying is all of it's bad,
But if you got to choose,
Well,
It gets
yeah.
looked at worse if the man is a supervisor. But it's a bad idea no matter what.
well, but let me explain that because I think the fair part of this is, and I am gonna say it. For the most part, I feel like most dudes know how to handle their business appropriately. Regardless, if I said some, let me change that. I said most, I'm changing some because like when it's all said and done, if you're dating your supervisor, you should the dude should not be crazy in that sort of realm because that's not a good look for you, number one, and then it's not a good look for her. However, Moco Cowboy.
Raps.
However,
This should be good.
I would say that the other way around, sometimes you get tested.
I respectfully disagree. I just don't have confidence in people. If there's a power dynamic in the relationship, generally the relationship is doomed to fail. End of story.
Not
I
wrong.
mean,
Well, I
but
should
some
say
people,
vocational power dynamic. Yeah.
yes, some
Because
people
there's a
have
power
made it
dynamic in
though.
a relationship anyway.
Some
Yeah.
people have made it. Most don't. I think that's a fair statement. So we have work. These days people meet each other online. I ain't down with that yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's just an inherent fear of that, or more of it's just like a very strong fear of that. Because I don't want to be catfished. And of course, the first thing I'm gonna be like, "Yo, let's video chat." No, I can't. Then we can't talk. Go meet somebody else. I mean, what do y'all think about online dating?
No, well, I think it's fine. I don't think the only disadvantage for me is it's extra security risk because you can't really the nuances of somebody's face, physiological things that you see, cues, whatever, they aren't there. She might be pretty. She might not be pretty. You don't really know. There's a lot of things that you can hide for a while, but then by the time you figure all this stuff out, you might be hooked for somebody that you really you shouldn't like if you hadn't met them in person at some point. So no, I'm good. I'd rather take my chances and meet them. Now it is slower to meet them in the old fashioned way, which is seeing somebody somewhere, you like them and you approach them. Online is faster and you have more choices, but just because you got a lot of choices don't mean all of them are good.
Moby?
I mean, I don't have to deal with it. So I mean, I'm saying like I was out the game before all the dating was officially moved to the World Wide Web. But to be honest, like I don't think I'm down with it, and it's just for like selfish advantage purposes. Like I feel like part of my gift is the ability to have interpersonal conversations one-on-one with people. You put me on an internet profile, I feel like you've taken away my greatest advantage. Because like I'm good when I'm talking to somebody. Over the web, it's basically just profile pics and catchphrases and posting stuff, which are all things I'm terrible at.
Unless you video chat.
Yeah, but you got to get to the video chat. You got to make it past the swipes. And see, back in the day, all I had to do was make somebody laugh for a little while, then I had their attention. Now I got to get past swipes. So now I got to take perfect angle pictures. I got to make sure the lighting is right. I got to have some cool little profile statement. No, man, that seems like a lot of things that I'm not good at. When I'm much more built to just meet somebody out in public, strike up a conversation, and move on from there. But I mean, look, man, you got to work with the tools you got right now. Right now, like if you ain't got I guess if you ain't trying to date online, you just almost ain't trying to date no more.
I guess that's where I am because I'm not dating online. I tried. You're right. Swipe, swipe, swipe. You look interesting. Read your bio. Nah, I'm good. Swipe, swipe, swipe. I mean, but then again, it's all about the reason you're trying to do it. Because, like, if you're trying to get a relationship, that's probably not one of the greatest places to do it.
And see, I'm
But
gonna disagree. I think they said statistics said like 7 out of 10 relationships now start online. So it's like if you're not doing that, and I guess it's because of proximity, how busy we are nowadays. the convenience of doing everything from your phone because we do everything else from our phone. But it's like in your position, I know what you're saying. Like, hey, I don't want to, I don't think internet dating works, but everybody's doing it now. That's the direction everything's going in.
It works for some people, and that's fine. Well, most people apparently.
Man, they got
Maybe I'm
websites about people dating over 50 online. Like, they
Yeah,
got
I know.
farmersonly.com. Like,
Really,
farmers.
farmers only. That's what we gotta do. We gotta do farmers only.
I mean,
Well, I hear you. I hear you. I guess right now, at this point in time in my life, maybe when I turn like 55 and I'm still single, I'll probably rethink all this because I'm gonna wait that long to do so. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm more of an interpersonal. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? My name's Ruben. You cute today. Whatever. So that's would you like
You cute today.
girl?
Hey,
that's why. Look, hey, that's why
hey,
you gonna be single till you
Hey,
55.
Ruben, you cute today.
You said you cute today. It sounds like you own a van with a bowl of candy. No, they.
It is white.
God.
So that's another way to meet people. But I feel like one of the most yo, Lisi's killing me, man.
Find me a
Uh,
Billy.
Find her a Billy. So I want to go to the last and probably the most popular version of meeting people, and I say popular just because I think it's the most popular, and that's the club. Now, I mean,
This is the most popular.
it is the most popular because
I don't think it's more popular than the internet. I just think it's
I think
the
it
club.
was. I think it was.
Yeah, past tense.
Yes, because the internet's easier. However, I mean, once again, hey, you do what you want. But
And, and last time I went out, half the dudes were sitting at the bar with their phone out on social media stuff. Like
Which I
that's
think
the
is funny.
weird thing. Yeah, they on social media,
Snapchatting and
going live. Yeah, we up in here, not talking to anybody, but the
I'm on-
internet.
do still be on the wall. The only difference is they
Just
got a
wanted you to
phone.
know we out here.
I
'Cause,
thought when you went to the club, you had to have game when you walked through the door.
Nah, man.
Nah, man. All you gotta do is have.
And-
All you gotta do is have money to get in.
Ain't no game.
Really? I thought like talking to a girl, have enough money to buy her a drink if that's who you liked, whatever.
I've never done that.
That's olden days, man. As my kids would say, that's the olden days.
That's the only thing. So look, man, wait a minute. So if I saw my wife in the club, I say, "Hey, how are you? My name's AG. Blah blah blah. Can I buy you a drink?" All that's gone.
I don't think it's gone.
No,
I
it's
just,
not. It's not. But you got to come up. You got to come a lot more strong than that.
yeah.
Because let's just be honest. Guys have ruined the club. They just have like guys.
Look, hey, victim blame.
No. I'm gonna. This ain't victim blaming because guys are so obnoxious,
Okay.
drunk,
Yeah.
misogynistic. We've made everything basically about having sex in 5 minutes. So if you're talking to a woman at the club, you got to get past all those roadblocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you're actually trying to have an engaging conversation with somebody, first of all, you got to convince her that you're not just some dude trying to smash. Then you got to convince her that you're not some dude that's got like 300 other girlfriends. Then you got to convince her that you're not really giving her some prostitution proposal. Then you got to convince her that you actually got a real job. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through all this convincing.
That's
You
a
act like-
big application, man.
Hold on, man.
It
You act like they
is.
care if you got a real job or not.
No, he's
Nah,
right about that.
They care. They care if you got money.
That's different than having a job.
No, that's not. They can be interchangeable.
They can be. Because
Okay.
what
No,
I'm saying
I
is,
can-
I didn't say they care what your job is. They just care that you like, even if your job is pharmaceutical distributor on 8th Avenue.
Yo, I thought I saw you the other day with your hoodie on.
You
Yeah,
did.
girl, that was me.
Yeah, I was at work.
Trying to get that dental.
These streets ain't gonna work themselves.
Oh
No,
man.
but he's right because I know when I was working for Ford, and I sometimes like maybe 2 or 3 times when I was working there, they have this club. It's basically a Ford water hole, really. Some of the women that would show up in there show up because they already know 70 grand a year. That's what's on their minds. It made my life easier.
Did you get something out of there?
No, because it was terrible.
Oh,
But I'm just letting you know, a lot of women walk through the door. Well, I shouldn't say that. Half the women that walk through the door because the other half worked to Ford, they're seeing a paycheck. They're seeing benefits. They're seeing everything. They're seeing an A plan for their dad because he always wanted a Ford truck. I promise you, what he's saying is true.
I mean,
And then if you really got one that's a hawk, they want to know your credit score. Don't make that face. It's true.
They want to know if you've got some assets.
You own your own house. You live at home.
Yeah.
All that. They want to
Yeah.
know. They're checking off boxes like this is a TLC song. I promise you they are.
and then I tell them,
Are you liquid or do you have bad debt?
Watch. And the thing that bothers me is, see, this is a hey ladies already. All they have is the skill to flip burgers and put the frozen, already flash frozen fries in the deep fryer. That's the skill they have. But they can ask you all those questions. Now, is that all women? No, absolutely not. What I'm trying to say to you is they have the power to ask you personal questions before they will even take a drink from you. That's really none of their fucking business. So there's that.
Well, I will give y'all the Moby Club tip of the week. I didn't realize until I was not out here looking for anything. I didn't realize what the key to success in the club was until I put a ring on my finger. I had no idea. The first time I went out with my boys and I was at the bar talking to two random women about just regular stuff, asking where they worked, how their day was, kids, family situation, had a 30-minute conversation with some chicks, and then just walked away. Didn't ask for a name, a phone number. Yo, it was so empowering. I had never felt so good in my life. And I'm like, man, I've been doing this wrong for so long. So many years I was out here trying to impress people. And what I really just needed to do was act like I didn't care or just really not care. So guys, if you out here and the 2-minute warning comes up and you out here pressing, you were doing it wrong all night. You were doing it wrong all night. You should have been prospecting, putting soft proposals out there and just walking away.
explain to them what the 2-minute warning is, Moby.
Man, when the lights come up, DJ's like, yo, basically, because usually DJ will announce one
Get
last
that last
song,
alcohol
get that
in.
last drink, then the lights come up, and then it's a 2-minute warning because you see all the dudes who are still sober enough to realize it's the 2-minute warning scrambling. That's when they start going towards whatever prospects they've been, talking to throughout the night. That's when they start making their way to the door, but really making their way towards the lady that they've been talking to. It's too late by then. It's too late. There ain't nothing you can do because now nothing you can do comes off as anything but thirsty. You've got to throw in the proposal early. It's like Rocket Mortgage. You got to make sure they know that you've got an offer that they can depend on.
No, not
He
Rocket
is not
Mortgage.
wrong. He is not wrong.
Oh,
You got to give your number early, and then you got to not be pressed about it. Like, hey, I don't know what you're doing afterwards, but what's up? Just if not, I'll holler at you some other time. Because there's nothing sadder than seeing drunk dudes strike out during a 2-minute warning, man. It hurts my heart, man, because I'm like, I know how hard you've been working on that all night. I know. You done bought drinks. You done pretended to be interested in her personal life.
you probably told a lie that you forgot.
Not a lie.
He said not a lie, many lies.
Y'all both been lying to each other. She been out here lying like, those her eyelashes. And
She doesn't have herpes.
Yeah, like her stomach really that flat, even though she got that snatch wrap on.
Oh my God.
Snatch wrap.
Oh my God.
Yo, so y'all been lying to each other the whole time. The only thing is, he is trying to get her, and she is trying to sift through all the proposals that she's already got. She's in a position of power.
And you want, and how do people not listen to our show? Because
Hey,
you learn
man.
things like Snatch Rap. I mean,
I'm gonna use it from now on.
Hey, y'all know the waist training thing.
I know
girls
what
be-
they are.
We all know what thanks are. We
I
all
know
know
you
what
mean a
thanks are.
girdle. I know you mean a girdle, but it's funny that you call it a Snatch Rap.
Snatch rap.
Yeah, because the girls be out here. I'm out here looking snatched. Like, yeah, you got that snatch wrap on. That's why
Oh my God!
you
I've
out here
never heard that.
suffocating yourself.
Oh, sucking that stomach in, baby.
No, they're not.
Well,
It's
you
being
know.
it's being wrapped. It's being snatch wrapped.
Wow.
Ob, you got an opportunity here, fella.
The sweat been rolling down the crack of your butt all night from
Oh God.
everything being tucked in.
Oh no.
Let me
And
call
la-
my
and
friend
ladies-
and tell her to
and
take the
ladies,
snatch
I'm
wrap
not-
off.
I'm not mad at you for having the snatch wrap on. Not mad at all. But don't be out here with your visual eye and then be mad that I'm not 100% honest about anything about my life.
Yo, I'm sorry. Normally I wouldn't do this, but yo, damn, this is quote of the show, man. Let me call my friend and take that snatch wrap off right now. Lisi's killing me right now. If you gotta tell your friend to take a snatch wrap off, bro, man, I can't even mess with you right now. I can't.
No,
I
keep
can't.
that snatch wrap on because that's the only way she got in that dress she was in.
I
It's
mean,
the only
stop.
way.
True.
Let her live her life.
It's gonna be like, I'm gonna get you, sucker, when you get her home
Oh
and
man.
half the
Keep
body
leg
comes
off.
off, or half the body opens up, and you're like, oh my God.
Whew.
So yeah, the club is where you probably meet the most people. Now, I will say this: in my personal life, I have not seen many people meet at the club and continue together. However, I do
Except
know
for
of
one.
one couple, and I'm just
Bam.
congratulations, and they dope. So
They are.
shout out to them.
To be honest, I know a couple people who've met.
And they still together?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think what he's trying to say is the percentages are small.
I mean, but if you go by that, the percentages are small no matter where you meet nowadays.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like, wow. It's like the same percentage of how many Jets fans you know.
Kebiako, they got me.
man.
Somebody's already used snatch wrap.
Not a waist trainer. It's
Nah,
a
wait a
snatch wrap,
minute. Wait a minute. Unless it's used for the same purpose, it doesn't count.
which it ain't. Lord knows it ain't.
Hey, you can still use it, man. Snatch wrap.
So, of course, we just talked about all these places where you meet people. Now, once again, this is relationship from our point of view. So, ladies, I mean, whether you agree or disagree, I can't really help you with that. But so there are three types of a guy. All right, because of course, she is killing me, man. I can't with her. She is messing me up right now. She is messing me up right now, man. Call my body the dramatics because what you see is what you get. Nobody got
I'm gonna
time
call
for
you
all that.
Aaliyah because that's 1 in a million right there in the club.
Oh man, y'all killing me right now. So, as a guy, throughout life, we're trying to find that one, or for some people, multiple. Just putting it out there, and throughout the time in life, we're probably going to be at least 3 different types of people, and we're either going to be just the guy, the normal guy. We're either going to be a face, and we're going to be somebody's wingman. And we're going to explain those to you. Well, actually, I'm not going to explain those to you. Mo B's going to explain those to you.
I didn't know I was the definition guy.
Oh, but hey, man. I mean,
You just said snatch wrap. You are the
yeah, bro. Like,
You got it. There's explanatory comma from
so
you.
I'll explain the first one. The guy. Hey, that's just a normal dude. I'm trying to find some love in life. I ain't trying to be by myself. That's just what it is. That's what it's gonna be.
And basically just saying that dude ain't got no superpower.
Not at all. He's just Ruben. That's all it is. No superpower. So, Moby, explain what the face is.
All right. Everybody knows somebody And not just because you the face don't mean you good at being the face.
What's up, E Money? Right on time, by the way.
Yeah, but
Right
just
on
because
time.
you the face don't mean you good at being the face. But the face, we all know that one dude that just ain't got fear. Like he can approach anybody. Like it don't matter. Like you see a girl and you be like, oh man, she is way out of that anybody's league. He'd be like, well, hold my beer, and he'll just give you.
That used to be me. That used to be me. When I
Now,
was younger.
and also it's just somebody, you know, we go back to confidence. It's just either somebody that's too stupid to know they shouldn't be that confident, or too confident to know that what they're doing is stupid. But I mean, you know,
You can be
and
both.
you know, and if you've got a group of friends, trust me, you know who the face is. Everybody knows who the face of your group is. No matter when you go out, you know who that face is.
And they're probably you the loudest.
Oh, sometimes, or sometimes they're just the guy that just exudes the most confidence. Because the really good faces ain't really loud; they're just fearless.
Okay. Good. And the wingman. And we might spend a little bit more time on the wingman because the wingman's probably the most interesting of the three.
You see, the wingman in the traditional sense knows he's the wingman from jump, because he knows the assignment is I gotta run interference, aka I gotta give the main guy enough time to achieve his desired goal for the evening.
Which
But
means
but there's some people who are just personality wingmen. And to be honest, if I'm going to be 100% honest, that's me. I've always excelled at being personality wingman, meaning I'm like water. Like it don't matter what's there. I can adjust to the situation. If you got a whole bunch of ratchicity up there, I can deal with them. If you got if you got some high class people there, I can deal with them.
why did you just make up a word ratchet?
Ratchicity. And if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, that means ratchet. Just saying.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
wingman,
Money.
wingman just means, hey, I know that if this guy's in the situation, he gonna be all right. He gonna adjust to it. He gonna make it work. And most importantly, he ain't gonna F it up. If it's going well, he ain't gonna F it up. If it ain't going well, he ain't gonna make it worse. And
Yes.
and that's like, look, I will say most of my life I have excelled at wingman. Just thrived in it. Cause I ain't gotta be the star of the show. I just gotta read the room and make sure nothing goes wrong.
Why your boy handling his business?
It's not even why he handling business.
Not that kind of business.
I'm giving
but-
him the opportunity
Yeah.
to either succeed or fail without the interruption of the cackling friend. That's all I'm there for.
And so another, and I'm not trying to be crass, but it is what it is. Another term for this is falling on the grenade. Because there are times when, yes, you got to fall on that grenade. That's all I'm going to say about that. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Bruh, I still got friends that owe me for some of the grenades I fallen in as wingman. I'm just saying, like, there's some dudes right now that if I ask them for something and they was like, nah, man, I can't get them. Hey, bro, you remember back in 2003?
Wow, you got receipts like that?
Bro, yes, I don't cash them out like that. And I'm calling foul on the play right now. E Money, you ain't never been a wingman, period.
Oh, wow.
At least not around me. Not around. I have never seen you in. Maybe once in my life you've been wingman in a scenario that I was a part of.
So it was a bunch of wingmen. He just happened to be one of them.
Nah. I think there was one scenario in which he was a wingman, and the thing is, he might claim that he was the wingman, but I manipulated him into not even realizing he was the wingman. He was the wingman, but he didn't realize that till later on.
Wow.
That's just because I'd already scoped out which one was the crazy one, and I was like, "E, you owe me
That's
from
you.
years. You owe me from years of being a wingman, so you can take this one."
So AG, man, AG, have you ever
Yes,
been a wingman?
No, I never ran around in packs to start with. I mean, my best friend was generally who I was dating.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Okay.
So I have seen it, and I understand it to be true, but I've never actually been a wingman or had one. So
See, Lacey, that's just part of the game right there, man.
Wow.
It's just part of
Yeah.
the game.
I mean, that means you did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, because look, being a perfect wingman is an art. It's not a science. It's you have to give just the right amount of interest to seem like you are possibly interested in the other person, but you can't be too pushy because then it looks like you're thirsty, or it looks like you are being the wingman, and then she gets suspicious. And then you have to actually have a genuineness about you that you are interested in knowing about people, and you have to be an expert escape artist, because once you're in too deep, you got to know how to get out.
but how do you get out if you're in too deep? That means the point of no return is implied, right?
See, you ever
Yes.
seen the movie In Too Deep?
No.
All right, there's a part in the movie In Too Deep where he has to do an initiation, and they're like, yo, you got to go shoot a random person. He's in too deep, right? There's no way for him to get out of this situation. So they pull up on the street and they say, that's the one. You gotta shoot that person. Anybody can shoot somebody that we got beef with, but you got to shoot a random stranger. So he's stuck. He's in between this situation where he can't get out. So what does he do? He starts shooting terribly all over the place with aggressiveness, but he misses. But he's fooled everybody in the room because they're like, no, it ain't that he ain't want to. Dude just can't shoot. So as a wingman, you got to know how to get out of a scenario, but you got to know how to do it without blowing your cover. And sometimes you just got to abort the mission. Like I've just,
I'm out.
I've told
Later.
my boys one time, like, bro, this I ain't got it today, man. Like, look, I got a high percentage of success rate. You're gonna have to take this one. All right.
Yeah, see, at least she got out with her brother. All right. That's one way to get out.
Gotta
Do it
have
somebody
an
else.
escape, man. Gotta have
Yeah.
an escape.
So, once again, relationships are interesting, and we really haven't even gotten to the real crux of a relationship. This is just the beginning part about meeting somebody and who you're going to be when you meet them. So, next week, we're going to talk a little bit about, the dreaded dynamic, the dreaded question. So what we doing? Come on, everybody's been through that.
Actually,
So what we doing?
I thought we were going to talk about like what type of women we liked.
Nope, that's next week. We're gonna hold that to next week. All right. Because I can't give it all. This will be an 8-hour show. And we're not doing that. Because people got jobs and time and stuff like that. So
Okay.
So once again, next week we'll continue our month-long relationship talk. We're gonna talk about what we like in a young lady. And how do you determine what you like in a significant other? And of course, so what we doing? I mean, we've heard that question in multiple ways before. So we'll talk about that next week. So, AG.
And just as an early reminder, ladies, never ask the question that way. It's a setup question. It's a setup question because there's no way he can answer the question successfully. And just know, as soon as you ask that question, internally he's panicking because he's like, "Oh crap, I wasn't prepared for this question. I didn't even study for this test."
Hey, and we'll talk more about that next week. So that's a little taste of next week. So, AG, what's on your mind, bro?
I just want to let y'all know that when somebody writes a good song, you're going to know it's a good song because when somebody else does it from a different genre, it's still a good song. And the reason I'm saying that is because my wife texted me this dude that did an R&B version or a funk version of Seven Nation Army. And if you don't know the song, you already do. If
White Stripes.
If you've heard it, been a sporting event or whatever, you've heard it before. But this dude did a version of Seven Nation Army. Ben Long Clay Soul, I guess that's his name. But I was like, oh my God. And it just reminded me that music is music no matter who does it. But if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it'll stand up. So that's what's on my mind.
Awesome. Mo B, what's on your mind, bro?
So the talk of the town has been Kanye West Netflix thing, the Genius series. Somebody's been recording that, like a video documentary of him, like since the beginning. Like we're talking like Talib Kweli Most Def days.
Wow.
So what's on my mind is we as a culture, as a people, we gotta stop giving brothers passes just because they're good at something, man. Like this dude, yeah, he talks about mental illness, but like I've seen interviews where he's basically almost sneak dissing Talib Kweli and the whole backpack culture of hip hop as if they not the people that got him on. And you know, one of my favorite Instagram follows, Mad Skills, basically was just like, yo, this type of betrayal is something that I just, you know, I find weird, and mental illness isn't an excuse for being disloyal. And I 100% agree. I mean, this dude is a genius producer, but he out here doing stalkerish stuff to his ex-wife. Like, you got videos with you burying her boyfriend now. Like, dude, like, I don't care how much of a genius you are. I don't have it in me to pretend like you're not out here seeming like one of these sicko dudes that, you know, probably needs to be locked up, because there's nothing that anyone did in his relationship that should warrant him making a video where he's basically burying his ex-wife's current boyfriend. Like, if you, bro, you rich, you're successful. Like, stop acting like a punk. Like, y'all not together no more. And as much as people rain down on Kim Kardashian about, you know, sex tapes, and they've basically been popular because of flaunting their beauty, can anyone out here honestly say Kim Kardashian has carried herself as anything less than classy when it comes to being Kanye West's wife and significant other? There's plenty of times she could have thrown him under the bus. She never did. Like, so she's out here being classy, and we out here laughing at music videos of him supposedly burying her boyfriend, and we just excuse it by saying he's a musical genius. I mean, look, R. Kelly raping little girls, he's a musical genius. Michael Jackson may be doing stuff for, you know, kids, musical genius. Like, at some point in time, you being a black musical genius shouldn't excuse you just being a bad human being. And that's all I got.
Preach.
That's some real shit right there. I appreciate it. So, what's on my mind? You know, what I don't understand, I watched, let me change that. Let me restart. So, today, and a nice day it was, I still was inside watching sports because it's what I do. I love sports. And yo, man, like, women's college basketball is hella dope. Like, I don't understand what the WNBA is missing, because I feel like they got to figure out a way to channel in what's going on the college level and bring that to the WNBA, because it clearly isn't, in my opinion, is not happening. Because literally, I've probably watched more women's college basketball today than I have probably since last year this time, because I don't really watch the WNBA. I don't think it's not good. I just think it doesn't hold my attention. It's just like when you watch, I mean, you can only watch so much of fundamentals, you know, but it's the energy that's not there. In the WNBA, I guess the last time I watched WNBA is when the Chicago Sky won the championship. It was like the last game, and, you know, because those ladies had the energy that makes you excited to watch. And today, I literally watched like 2 full women's basketball games because of the energy that they had and the want to be champions. And it's just like I don't know where that's missing in the WNBA, but maybe it's not missing because I find myself not really watching a lot of NBA either until the playoffs start. So maybe it's just, we haven't figured out how to make things interesting to a point for your casual viewer. Because I would consider myself a casual viewer. I would say I watch way more football than anything else. And on the second thing, look, man, I think the biggest reason I'm not a Major League Baseball fan is because they be killing me so much with the craziness. Like, they finally signed a deal today and stuff like that, and that's cool for them, but I mean, look, nobody watches the regular season. Maybe we should think about 162 games. Maybe we should cut that down a little bit. Why can't the playoffs start in September instead of October? They were complaining about more teams in the playoffs, instead of, whatever. I mean, I know that's like the smaller things. They're also talking about money and stuff like that too. And I get it, but I'm just like, bruh, there ain't too many people on this planet who can watch 162 games by percentage. It's just not. And then, I just feel like they have not catered to their younger audience. So their younger audience, after they stop playing, don't watch. Because, I mean, nobody's dunking, nobody's not doing some cool stuff. Every once in a while, you see a web gym, somebody catches a pass or steals a home run or knocks that joint 800 feet. But in the grand scheme of things, man, 162 games is way too many. And then we got to turn around and watch another 30. Oh, my God. I mean, I just think that baseball needs to acclimate themselves to 2022. Because right now, I feel like they're still in 1972. And, it's just, everybody's getting paid and everybody wants more money and all that. But when it's all said and done, it's just like 10, 12 years, man, baseballs will be gone because nobody's going to be watching it. And the only thing that's going to make it money are TV deals. And eventually, if nobody's watching it on TV, who's going to watch it? Next thing you know, they become the USFL or something. So, which is coming in a couple months, by the way. But yeah, that's my thing. It's like women's college basketball should be way more is way more exciting than freaking baseball. Hell, college baseball is way more exciting than Major League Baseball, and I don't watch that either. But the World Series is dope. So, first of all, that's what's on my mind. I'd like to thank everybody for listening today. Thank you once again for joining us. Please make sure that you follow us on all of what we do. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. Feel free to follow us and tell a friend. All that stuff is down low, as you can tell. We'll be back next week. Thanks again for joining us. Once again, tell a friend, tell an enemy. Just tell somebody about us. And thank you again to Moby and AG. And next week, we will be back once again, 9 p.m. Sunday night. Let's do this. See y'all later. Peace.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of